pemain legendaris timnas Belanda Patrick Kluivert resmi dikenalkan langsung oleh PSSI sebagai pelatih baru timnas Indonesia. Patrick Kluivert dikenalkan secara langsung oleh Ketua Umum PSSI Erick Thohir di Hotel Jakarta. Di sesi preskon, Patrick Kluivert juga mengatakan target jangka pendek dan target jangka panjangnya bersama timnas Indonesia. Patrick Kluivert juga mengatakan ia optimis dan yakin bisa membawa timnas Indonesia lolos ke Piala Dunia 2026. Patrick Kluivert menargetkan meraih 4 poin di bulan Maret kala timnas Indonesia bertandang melawan tuan rumah Australia dan juga melawan Bahrain di laga kandang. Patrick Kluivert juga mengkonfirmasi bahwa kini beberapa pemain diaspora sedang dalam proses mendapatkan paspor warga negara Indonesia untuk memperkuat kedalaman skuad timnas Indonesia. Saat ditanya siapa pemain favoritnya di timnas Indonesia, Patrick Kluivert dengan tersenyum menjawab nama Marcelino Ferdinand. Berikut suasana preskon Patrick Kluivert sebagai pelatih baru timnas Indonesia dan juga targetnya bersama timnas Indonesia.
To qualify us for the World Cup. In regards to the qualification and what follows after that, and say that you do achieve this goal, what would be the next phase of your plan?
Well, that's what I said. We have to build and implement the way we are going to train, the way we want to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. Also, the under 23 is also very important because in 2 years we play also the Olympics. So there's a lot of things to be done. I'm very committed, and my team is very committed to achieve every goal, and that's the mindset that we need to have all together.
Allow me a moment to translate some of the things that I'm saying. Yang saya nanya adalah mengenai kontrak yang Coach Patrick mendapatkan, yaitu 2 tahun dengan opsi untuk perpanjang 2 tahun lagi. Coach Patrick ini perspektifnya adalah 2, terutama dia masuk sebagai pelatih utama di ronde ketiga di kualifikasi Piala Dunia ini, di mana ada short term goal, yaitu untuk kita bisa menggarap poin dan qualify untuk Piala Dunia. Tapi itu hanya menggunakan sekitar 6 bulan. Sementara setelah itu ada implementasi untuk persiapkan tim kita untuk bisa main di Piala Dunia ini. Jadi ini sebenarnya ada 2 fase, di mana fase pertama adalah meraih kemenangan, meraih poin, di mana kita bisa kualifikasi. Tapi setelah itu juga sampai 2026, nah ini adalah plan keduanya, bukan hanya sampai 2026 di mana kita akan main di Piala Dunia, tapi setelah itu gimana kita bisa melanjutkan journey-nya untuk Olimpiade atau enggak Piala Dunia berikutnya juga. And I think this is an interesting, again as I said, an interesting timing for you to come in the middle of the 4th round. On the field, we all know that you are no stranger to pressure. You have faced international pressure, club pressure, and you have performed under pressure. In fact, on the sidelines, you've also faced pressure many, many times. But this is an interesting situation where you come into the middle of the 4th round facing Australia away on your first match, then having 2 home games that are pretty much must-win situations for us, and then our final one away to Japan. This is a very pressure situation, not just for our players, but for you as well. I'd like to know your perspective on how it feels to be in this situation and how you plan on using your experience in handling pressure to be able to help the squad be able to perform under this pressure as we try to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm a person, I like to have pressure. Under pressure I can really perform quite well. The most important thing is that to transmit it also to the players, and of course it is an interesting time to come in with 6 points, and another 3-4 countries will have 6 points. Australia 7 points, and Japan is quite secure already for qualifying. It is a particular time, but that's football. Football, you want to be with the best. And of course, we need to transmit this to the players, and we will. And for sure, the mindset of the players are on the same level than us. And you see on the video how they want to achieve the goal, and that's the most important thing. Everybody needs to will to achieve this goal, and we need to do it together. And everybody needs to stand behind the team so we can achieve it, and everybody's happy. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Yang saya menanyakan Coach Patrick adalah dengan pengalaman dia yang sering menghadapi tekanan di dalam lapangan ataupun di sideline sebagai pelatih. Ini adalah sekali lagi situasi yang menarik di mana dia masuk di ronde ketiga di tengahnya dan langsung sudah menghadapi pressure untuk menggarap poin. Dan Patrick ini juga mengkonfirmasi bahwa dia tidak takut sama tekanan dan dia akan menerapkan attitude ini dan cara pemikiran ini, mindset ini ke para pemain juga untuk mereka bisa menghadapi ini bersama. Dan itu kuncinya adalah Coach Patrick ingin menghadapi situasi ini, tekanan ini bersama sebagai satu unit, di mana ada beberapa match penting ke depan mereka akan bisa menghadapi sebagai satu tim. So let's talk a little bit about your experiences. You coached obviously in various top European leagues. There is a lot of different experiences there in Europe that perhaps maybe our players have not faced or have not experienced. After coaching in various top European leagues, what do you anticipate are the biggest challenges that you will face that is slightly different here in Indonesia as opposed to perhaps it could be playing style, it could be football culture. What do you think are some of the challenges that you anticipate?
Well, of course, the style of play here in Indonesia is different, but I think that you can implement what you want as long as you can go in the minds of the players. And I think that we have a standard player, the thought player, to give them the information that I want and to let the players also perform on the pitch the way the best is best for the team. And I think that's the most important thing, how to transmit what we want and to transmit that to the players to achieve the goal as bright as possible.
So you feel that our team, the players on our team, have the potential to be able to adapt to any playing style as long as it's communicated properly through them?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Jadi yang saya nanya adalah dengan pengalaman Coach Patrick di Eropa, apakah pengalaman ini akan membuat challenge atau tantangan untuk dia melatih tim di Indonesia ataupun lawan tim di Indonesia? Dan sepertinya menurut Coach Patrick dari perspektifnya ini tidak akan jadi masalah karena kalau komunikasinya lancar dan pemain mengerti apa bukan hanya Coach Patrick tapi tim pelatihnya yang ingin di lapangan, ini akan bisa dieksekusi dengan baik. I want to talk about the local talents. I mean, you obviously have watched our national team through videos. You've seen our performances. What are some of the promising young talents that you've seen that you feel you can kind of maximize their potential now that you have a role to lead them as their leader?
Yes, of course. I'm new. I need to check also the local players, of course, because I think the local players are the heart of Indonesia. And the other players are, of course, super important, but I think we need to focus very good on the local players and check the quality of the local players, because I think that is hyper important to, implement those players as well, because you want to have also the heart of Indonesia in the team. The quality for me is the most important thing, of course, but yes, in a few weeks I will come back and I'm going to check the local players for sure.
If you feel that the local players are the heart of our national team, with the influx of the diaspora that we have, and we are planning to scout further diaspora, how do you feel their roles mesh together on our national team?
Well, we go with all to the same goal. So the local players and the diaspora players, they need to form one block, one team, and the local players are even as important as the players that come from abroad.
Right. So if the local players are the heart of the team, what would the role of the diaspora players be?
Those are also the heart, of course, because if not, they didn't do the neutralization, they wouldn't come to the Indonesian national team. So everybody is important who I call up for the national team.
Absolutely, and I agree. Menurut Coach Patrick, kepentingan pemain lokal bukan hanya dari sisi talenta, tapi pemain-pemain kita yang dilahir di Indonesia ini adalah yang menjadi jantung dan jiwanya dari tim nasional kita. Kalau seandainya pemain lokal menjadi jantung dan jiwa dari pemain nasional, dari tim nasional kita, berarti pemain diaspora pun menjadi extension dari itu, menjadi tangan dan kakinya dari timnas ini, dan itu bisa menjadikan satu unit yang sangat baik. Let's talk a little bit about looking outwards. If we zoom out from our national team, we do know that you mentioned Japan quite ahead of us at the group. If we look forward against other teams as well, where do you think the Indonesian national team is at? Where is our level at? And what are we still lacking? In what areas are we still lacking in order for us to compete at a higher level?
Yeah, it's difficult to say because I have not been in the middle yet. So it's very difficult to say what lacking or what are we doing very good. I need to be in the team. I need to work with the team. And if we work with the team, I can say what we can do better or what's already good. So it's for me very difficult to say. Of course, we see the talented players. They have talent, and I know that we can elevate them to a different level. I know that for sure. And that's the thing, that when I work with the players, when we work with the players, they will become better players. I'm 100% sure about that.
Okay. Now, I want to get a little bit technical. I don't want to get too deep into the technicalities, but one of the many questions that everyone is so interested in is, there's a lot of, obviously Dutch football, total football. Everybody loves the Dutch style of playing football. And everybody wants to know, what sort of system are you going to implement? So I will save the media one of the questions by asking you, a lot of people want to know, will you be implementing a 4-3-3? Is there a certain Dutch style of play that you will be implementing? Especially now that, as I mentioned, we do have our backs a little bit against the wall here in our next format.
You know what it is? I think the most important thing is that I like to play attack football, and I like to have the ball possession. And I am familiar with all systems. I was in 2014 assistant coach with Louis van Gaal, and we played the same style that we play at the moment. Preferably, I like to play 4-3-3, but it depends where are the players also feeling comfortable in. So I'm first looking at the players, and then we implement any style, because in football you have slight movements and it's the same system or a different system. I need to come with a surprise as well, because during when you play football, the system will change, and it's 4-3-3, 3-5-2. The most important thing is that the players understand what to do on what moment. And that's where you're going to make the difference.
Adaptability is important as well. Saya menanyakan karena yang pasti rekan-rekan media di sini juga banyak saya udah lihat di sosial media bahwa penasaran nih, Coach Patrick akan memainkan formasi apa? Apakah akan main 4-3-3? Dan yang pasti, apalagi dengan posisi kita saat ini yang kita mesti bersaing untuk ambil posisi untuk langsung kualifikasi dari ronde ketiga, Coach akan menggunakan lebih style yang menyerang ya, attacking football, di mana ini juga sesuatu yang dia mengalami di bawah Coach Louis van Gaal di timnas Belanda, dan ini adalah sesuatu yang bisa membantu kita menggarap poin.
The Indonesian fans are fantastic. The passion that they have, I love that, and they contribute to the positive elements that the team needs. Everybody knows that without a passion, fans, it's difficult to achieve the great things. So I'm very happy that the Indonesian fans are so passionate.